guys, welcome back. More NFL commentary. Do me a favor, take a moment, like button, subscribe button, criticism in the comment section, Twitter, shutdown safety is my username. As many of you know, longtime Colts fan, obviously the news Frank Gore is signed is a bit troubling for me. I know that he's not the answer, and it's a little odd to see a team like the Colts do this. You've got a top 10 quarterback in Luck, a top 15 receiver in Hilton, and I think anyone's book slices them that way, and bringing in an aging halfback is never the decision. You take a look at Emmitt Smith as a Cardinal, Tomlinson as a Jet. Those situations didn't work out. You know, the Colts, at least under the Bill Polian regime, were known to get rid of aging players at the right time. You go back and you look at Edgerrin James when he went to the Cardinals. You look at Marshall Faulk, and I know he did have production, but still, nevertheless, Reggie Wayne's replacement should not be a 2-year younger Andre Johnson. You know, this is how a team vying to be a contender deals with free agency, not one that should be a perpetual contender for championships. And I think if you look at the core of the problem, it really is the offensive line. It's been a work in progress. It's hard to see a team hosting a Lombardi Trophy without more continuity. Todd Herman's swan song is not the answer to these problems, but to say that you're bringing in a 31-year-old lineman and he's going to be an improvement kind of also puts in perspective where we are. You know, this is, 4 years into Ryan Grigson's system. And is this the year that we're going to finally see these players kind of coach and mesh together, apart from a team years removed from having really good linemen like Terry Glenn, like Jeff Saturday? And I think it starts at the center. You've got multiple starters. You've got no defined direction. Your protection scheme, your snaps, your adjustments, everything is thrown off that an NFL team needs to run well. You know, the Colts started with A.Q. Shipley, they moved to John Harrison, they went to Khalid Holmes, and that's why I say you're not going to win many big games. You've got this player rotation that's helping account for 11 different starting combinations last season. It's hard to trust the guy beside you. It's hard for the quarterback to gain confidence if these names keep changing. And that, to me, is really one of the core reasons the Colts struggled against winning opponents or teams outside the division. You know, you need a long-term solution. You need an answer. You have Samson Zatelli 2 years ago. The frustration is the following year you don't really bring in an improvement because A.Q. Shipley ended up getting benched. Harrison kind of fell off. And Holmes didn't get enough film, enough game time for me to say that he's a viable option. You know, you go over to tackles and it's just as tricky. Chairless has been solid but not defendable, and even before he landed on injured reserve, he struggled with a knee and a shoulder and groin. And I'll give him credit, he went out and played through it, but that also affected his performance. It could have actually resulted in further injury that he ended up having to get his knee scoped. You know, and you start cutting players, you start letting guys go to free agency, and you just don't have these long-term fixtures or solutions. You know, we don't really even have, apart from Herman and Costanzo, NFL-proven durable players. At guard, things really aren't getting a whole lot better. Hugh Thornton was hot and cold. He contributed to the rotation with hinge injuries. I think along with Holmes, he probably has the most approved. To me, one of the key pieces was Lance Lewis. Here's a guy that played left and right guard. We almost need him as a backup player to safeguard against further players getting injuries. And the only mainstay has been Anthony Costanzo. He responded, had a really off year last year, came back, played well, improved, and picked it up. He's got a 5th-year option that we've picked up, and hopefully another season for us to get a long-term deal worked out. But they need to make sure that he's going to continue to be an anchor and make sure that he's not going to go anywhere. But Frank Gore, really not the answer, not the solution. Love to know what you guys think about this and appreciate you checking the video out.